And of course, to discuss Bank Indonesia's decision to raise its rates, we are now joined by Bank Permata Chief Economist Joshua Pardede. Halo Bapak Joshua Pardede.
Hi Rahma.
Hi, okay, so give us more information about this. Bank Indonesia decided to raise its actually benchmark that was this. Actually, this was a surprising, move for most of people. Now, or was it actually, for some was they actually expected this kind of thing would actually happen?
Yeah, looking at the Economist poll on the BI rate decision this month, I think the rate decision done by the Bank Indonesia is relatively is surprising because most of the economists expecting that in this month BI still maintain policy rate. Okay. But I think it is highly expected also that this year Bank Indonesia will likely increase by 75 basis points because we are looking at the inflation condition right now, that the inflation is currently still driven by the food prices and also some non-subsidized fuel prices hike in the past, in the last couple months. And I think the other reason is that because the Bank Indonesia also anticipate the expect of Pertalite fuel price hike in the short term, because this will lead to the higher inflation. It is indicated that Bank Indonesia also revising up the inflation expectation from to now become ranging around 5 to 6%. So that's the reason why Bank Indonesia raised interest rate for the first time in the last 18 months.
Right. Now let's talk more about the market's reaction to this decision that you've heard.
Yeah, I think market responded positively yesterday because rupiah tended to be strengthening against dollar after the BI decision, and similar to rupiah, Jakarta Composite Index and also Indonesia government bond yields also traded stronger yesterday and also today. But for today, rupiah tended to be slightly weaker against dollar because the market currently is anticipating the Jackson Hole Symposium to be held in 25th until 27th August in the next couple days, because market is still currently expecting that the Fed will likely continue raising interest rate in the next meeting, which is in the September meeting.
Right.
And then because why? Because I think market responded positively on rupiah because the policy interest rate differentials, and also if we look at the policy interest rate, real policy rate of Bank Indonesia, I think this will strengthen the rupiah. Yeah, so that's why I think in the short term we still look at the positive impact to rupiah.
Okay. Now, as we all know that the rupiah's exchange rate has actually risen to almost 15,000 rupiahs per US dollar. Now, will Bank Indonesia's decision make the rupiah stronger or not?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that after BI raising interest rate, it is a guarantee that rupiah will not weaken against dollar. But the point is that rupiah stability could be met or could be happening compared to there is no rate hike, because if Bank Indonesia still hold policy rate, I think the direct impact that the rupiah will also slightly weaker against dollar, because we are noticed that most of ASEAN Central Bank has raised policy rates. The last one is the Bank of Thailand, which is just this month also just raised interest rate. So I think the moves that have been done by Bank Indonesia, I think is relatively in line with the condition that the inflation expectation started to increase in anticipation to manage rupiah stability in the near term and also in the until May. I think the decision, the right decision, I think is correct.
Of course. Now, Joshua, inflation is always a big issue in, most of countries now. We know that the world is currently facing high inflation itself. But in your point of view, how about Indonesia itself? Is our inflation still under control or not?
Yeah, so far, I think we are also experiencing higher inflation, particularly on food prices. Yeah, food inflation, I think already rose more than 10% as per July 2022. While on the energy side, energy inflation, I think still relatively manageable because government still maintain the subsidized fuel price per Pertalite and solar. And then, but we are still anticipating, because some ministers has commented end of last week, that the president of Jokowi will likely announce any price adjustment, on subsidized fuel this week, fuel price this week. So I think we are anticipating that energy prices or energy inflation will likely to increase by the end of this year. But I think compared to most advanced countries and also most emerging countries, I think currently Indonesia inflation still relatively lower compared to others.
Okay, so in your point of view, Joshua, your prediction about Indonesia's economic growth this year amid the global inflation itself, is it going to be good or not?
Yeah, although there is a downside risk from the higher inflation and also expectation of higher BI policy rates, but I think we are still optimistic that Indonesia GDP full year this year will be ranging around 5 to 5.2%, because in the first half of this year, Indonesia GDP growth recorded around 5.2%. So at least we are expecting that in the third quarter this year, the economy also will likely grow more than 5%, roughly around 5.3% to 5.5%. Considering that in the third quarter last year, we had a COVID-19 pandemic, particularly during the Delta variant. And then in the fourth quarter, we are expecting that the economy will be slightly lower, below 5%. But in the full year, we are expecting the GDP growth to be ranging around 5 to 5.2%.
Amen to that. Okay, so thank you so very much, Joshua. He is the Bank Permata Chief Economist, Joshua Pardede.